Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 5 to 7 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. The Coast to Coast Racing League 350A Modifieds, Pro Late Models, and the 360 Sprint Cars.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for a little Week 11 action here in the C2CRL Thursday Night Thunder at none other than my home track, the Williams Grove Speedway in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. It's slide or die here at Williams Grove. Let me tell you, I grew up as a kid watching the races in those stands off to the left, have since migrated as an adult over towards Beer Hill or the infield. But man, Williams Grove, a place that is so special to me. You know, Lincoln is too. It really is. And I think there's maybe better racing arguably at Lincoln. But at Williams Grove, man, it's just, they waste the money on fireworks, things that I love. And it's just Williams Grove's special place for me here. As we take a look, the 5, a slide job, Isaac Salas. He's currently at the top of the charts, but let's take a look here. You can obviously go to c2crl.com to take a look for yourself, but as we come into tonight, Sam Bachman is your point leader. He's got 570 points. His teammate Clay Christopherson, 534 in second, and Brian Dickens, 519. Sam with 2 wins, Clay with 3, and Brian with 2 wins. The only other drivers to steal a win this season is that driver in the 5 car, Isaac Salas. And the driver of the 32, I believe, yeah, Anthony Morano won this season. I was going to say, if it was going to be anybody else, odds are it was going going to be that man in the 32. But we got a pretty big field here tonight. 29 drivers set to take off and put around up here in Mechanicsburg. You know, I mean, while you need something to do, you can hop up the road. You can go to Sheets. You can buy some prime real estate at the local trailer park down the road. And, you know, before you, start thinking, hey, what are you doing slandering? That actually is a pretty nice, I guess mobile home park, they call it. It's freaking huge. My dad's uncle used to live up there before he passed away. But if you live up there, man, you got to be into dirt racing, that's for sure, because you're going to hear it every Friday night up there at the Williams Grove Speedway. Well, unless, they start doing a rain dance up here in Mechanicsburg. Williams Grove, they, not that it happens a lot, but I don't know. Known for maybe calling races a little earlier than some would like, but Brandon Templeton, I slept on him. I just saw him at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, look at how far he is. He's always the first car out on the racetrack. I forgot he was in here, that dirt track bank 31. Looks to the bottom through 3 and 4. What's lap number 1 going to look like for the driver of the 31? Obviously, I'll poll for a minute or two. See as more times roll in. 21:02 for driver of the 31. Let's take a look here. A driver who may contend for a pole here this evening. Driver of the 390, Mike Brewer. Let's see what he can do. Is Brandon Templeton still holding strong? First driver on the racetrack, quickest driver on the racetrack. But Sam Bachman, purple through sector 2. What does this look like? It was quick, but not as quick as the driver of the 5. Slide job, Isaac Salas. As Mike Brewer runs that outside line here, coming to the checkered. This is his actual first lap, but lap number 2, surprise, surprise, he's going to stay up high. We've seen some drivers run the inside, and I think that's where we've seen our quick time. Let's see what Sam Bachman, he comes through. He can't improve, but Mike Brewer did on that top shelf, man. The 390, welcome to the party. Within a tenth of a second, Isaac Salas, he goes to the bottom, lap number 2 through 3 and 4. Slower through 1 and 2. Not going to have enough time as he just runs out. Man, oh man. Tough break there for the driver of the 390. But that's why it's so important to not waste time. Get out there and go and qualify. Let's take a look here at your starting lineup. Heat race number 1. Should have 3 heat races here this evening. Top 4 going to punch their ticket straight to the feature. Row number 5 to the outside in the 21, Blackjack. John Tobias to the inside, the 143 of Scott Seneker. Row number 4 to the outside, Dean Reynolds in the 79. To the inside, the young gun in the 69, Aiden Young. Row 3 to the outside, the 218 of Superman, Kurt Schatzer. To the inside, the 011 of Randall Dixon. Row 2 to the outside, the 5 of Slide Job, Isaac Salas. To the inside, the 31 of B10, Brandon Templeton. Row number 1 for heat race number 1. Starting on the outside, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. And starting on the pole in the 76, Rylan Banks. Now, the driver of the 76 here, he's new to me. Not too sure who Rylan is, but hopefully we'll get to know him here throughout the race, possibly finish on the podium as the 76. Watch as the Steve King Foundation pace car pull off. The green flag's high. It's ready to fly. 8 laps to play in Mechanicsburg, PA. Heat race number 1 is underway. Rylan right away to the inside, but the Philly Flyer mounting a charge. He's got his teammate behind him in the 5, Isaac Salas. But for now, new leader, Isaac touches that outside wall, has to get on the binders. B-Temp taking advantage. He dives to the inside. Can't make it work. Touches the 5. Gets a little loose. Brandon Templeton trying to hold on. But the silver bullet in the 79, Dean Reynolds. Look at the chrome machine roaring his way through the field here in Mechanicsburg. Dean, one of the drivers who maybe doesn't hate this place as much as the men around him. You know, maybe not his favorite place, but Dino, he drives hard, he'll keep his head down, and he's one of those guys always competes. But we go back up front. Trevor Giroux, the Philly Flyer, holding on for now, but slide job, looking to the inside. Can't find the little hole between the two drivers in front of him. But for now, stays to the inside of the driver of the 76. But Banks hitting the high Banks through 1 and 2. Loses the grip a little bit coming off, but has enough speed that he powers on by. Isaac looking back to the inside through 3 and 4. Plenty of time to play in Mechanicsburg. We're halfway, 4 to go. Isaac to the inside. Superman floating around in a close fourth, but check it out. The silver bullet there. The 79, he's getting a big run. Banks in the outside wall. That allows Superman to slide on by for a quick moment. But Banks drops the hammer. He holds on to third. Gonna lose 1 to the 5. Oh, Superman sends it in there. He lost his cape. Slipped up and almost totals the 5 there. Able to get on the brakes. But Dino, welcome to the show. Moves into the top 4. Remember, lucky number 4. That's how many advance to this feature. The rest of the drivers going to go into tonight's B main. The 75 holding on as we go under the bridge here at Williams Grove. It's a new bridge now. We probably won't update it and give us that bridge, but no longer the blue bridge as the white flag flies. One more trip around. As the 75 gets a good run off that top shelf, what can Isaac do? He closes a little bit, but I just don't think he's close enough to make a move. He's sure going to try. Sends it under his teammate last lap. Not going to get it to stick. The Philly Flyer, Trevor Gearings, picking up heat race number 1. He thought I forgot. Slide job P2, Banks third, and Dino, your 4th and final transfer. Little inside joke there between the Philly Flyer and some of us is Gearings able to hold on for heat race number 1. Let's take a look here at our starting lineup, heat race number 2. Row number 5 to the outside, the Deuce. Harold Klump to the inside. Hit him with the Hine in the 89, Mason Hine. Row 4 to the outside in the 93, Jason Butterfield lining up on the inside in the 25, Gary Sigelkow. Row 3 to the outside, the 171, a Jake Henry to the inside, the 117, a Shane Billings. Row 2 to the outside, the 007 of Sam Bachman to the inside, the 99 of the Dark Knight, Gavin Chatham. Row 1 to the outside, the 213 of Michael Vitalian starting on the pole for heat race number 2. Winner starts on the outside of the front row, the 444 of Scott Rayone. As Scott knows how important this start is, we saw Trevor was able to jump on the outside right away, get a good run, and was really all he needed to set the pace. But the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. 8 to play in Mechanicsburg, PA. Heat race number 2 underway. Michael Vitale trying to get a good run, but he gets the door slammed in his face. Cuts underneath in the middle, 3 wide as the Dark Knight. He's downstairs. We're having some contact in the back. Gary Sigelkow involved. Hine involved, but Harold Klump rolls on through. But you got to think right now, 4 cars making it to the transfer. We got 5 in this battle up front. Shane Billings doing his best to try to plug away, get himself in that 4th and final transfer spot. But Michael Vitale takes advantage, back to the lead in the 213. Scott Rayome to the high side through 3 and 4, looking to build up momentum, trying to come back at the driver of the 213. Can't waste too much time. Sammy B's behind him. The driver of the 007, Sam Bachman, he's got to get off the throttle. Let's see it break loose a little bit. Now the 213 looking get some clean air on this thing, just drive away, but he hasn't been able to. Scott Rayome showing he's got pace, but right now, Michael doing a good job of floating up, taking the top in the center of the corner. And I told you, here at Williams Grove, it is slide or die. That is just the way it is. I mean, drivers complain about it in real life, too. I mean, unless you can really rotate it and get it to stick down on the inside, which I don't see happening in the early stages of this race here this evening. So, or you can go to the outside. If Michael Vitale left him that little bit of room, and Scott drove it in, Sam to the inside, just like that. He's going to lose 2 spots to 2 FTM drivers, maybe a third, as Gavin Chatham takes a peek, but can't keep up the momentum. Michael slides it up in the middle of 1 and 2. The driver of the 99 keeps it downstairs, and the Dark Knight creeps his way on up into the top 3 here, looking to lock into this feature. The top 4 do that, but right now, the driver of the 117, Shane Billings, he's right there. That's what I was going to say. One mistake from either one of these drivers, and Shane finds himself in the feature. And that's exactly what we see. The 99 taking a look back low, but he's running out of time because Scott Rayome's coming through 3 and 4. And we're about to see that white flag wave. One more trip around this half mile. Scott to the outside. Sam getting a run in the basement through 1 and 2. What does he do through 3 and 4? He's going to whoa it up, back it up, try to get as much speed off exit. As we come to the line, who's it going to be? Give it to Scott Rayome, Sam Buckman, Michael Vitale, and Shane Billings racing his way in. Fortunate contact for Shane in front, and allows him to get to that outside. All he needed was the door opened once, and he's able to pounce. Good job for the driver of the 117 as we take a look here at our starting grid for heat race number 3. The 055, Mr. Wednesday Night to the inside of row 5. Row 4 to the outside, the 7 of Bob DeGood to the inside, the 4 of Greg Parmalee. Row 3 to the outside, putt-putt in the 051, Clay Christopherson. To the inside, the driver of the 513, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 2 to the outside, the Brew Crew, let us hear it, 390, Mike Brewer. To the inside, the Canadian in the 16, Matt Barber. Row number 1 for your third and final heat race, starting on the outside, driver of the 32, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. And starting on the pole, the driver of the 56, Randy Shreves. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. Track position is so important here at the Williams Grove Speedway. And best way to get good track position is, win your heat race. Start up towards the front, stay out of this mess. Have to see what Randy Shreves and Anthony Morano are able to do with their track position as we see him roll off a 4. The green flag's high. It's ready to fly. 8 to play. Heat race number 3 is underway. Randy trying to get that thing wide, but Anthony Morano, he's along for the ride. As we see Barber, 3rd to 1st, going down the backstretch. Can he complete the move? Shreves runs him down to the inside, possibly not aware that the 16's there. There's more contact. That's Mike Brewer getting bounced around, and boy, oh boy, we live to race another day. But you got to think, Barber not too happy, I'd want to imagine, with Randy not getting a lot of room there. And I mean, the lane was open. I know 3 wide, not a lot. But Randy, at the same time, he's doing what he's got to do. It's not his fault, you know. That was an aggressive move by the 16s, just 2 guys fighting for some cheap real estate here in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, as we're going down the backstretch. Lap 6, ready to come to lap 5. That's plenty of time here, you know, 20-second laps here. Let's show you what their best times are of the session. Let's see, fastest driver right now is Mike Brewer in the 390. He'll talk to us. I mean, I'm sure there's a chance we see that driver finish on the podium this evening. It all starts now, though. Got to get himself in the top 4, but he's one of those guys that absolutely belittles himself on his qualifying sometime, and this is why, you know, at a track like Williams Grove, you can't struggle in qualifying. You find yourself way deep in the field. It's really tough to race your way in, but right now Brewer is able to get around the 051 after that early contact, get himself back into P4. No, and you know what? I'm lying. See, I forget we invert the field. So Mike Brewer did qualify well. Shame on me. Qualified 3rd. How long have I been doing this? I just fed you guys a bogus storyline. You know, sometimes it maybe doesn't benefit you to qualify well with the invert. When we remember they invert, and Randy Shreves showing that, you know, would have qualified around 16th through, you know, about 18th, and finds himself on the pole. So sometimes you get lucky, and right now with the white flag flying, the 56 holding on, but the battle's on for 3rd. I was going to say 4th, but Clay gets into the outside wall. He's got some damage or something's going on with that 051 as he pulls to the inside. Final time through 3 and 4. The Ant-Man takes a peek down low, but Randy Shreves proven to be too strong on the outside as Randy takes home the checkered flag. Anthony Morano, Matt Barber, and Mike Brewer to the feature. The rest of the drivers to the B main, and well, with that, we're going to get ready for a little B main here. Should be taking the top 12. Let's see how many drivers we end up getting. Should be, you know, around that 20 driver mark. I have to see lots of drivers here vying for position as we do something really quick here. You guys are probably used to me doing this by now. You know what? We don't have time to do this. What am I doing? We'll do it later. Let's take a look at the starting grid here for the B main. Let's do what's most important here. So 17 drivers, math a little off. But hey, what can you do? Row 9 to the inside, the 171 of Jake Henry. Row 8 to the outside, the 011 of Randall Dixon. To the inside, the 051 of Putt-Putt Clay Christopherson. Row 7 to the outside, the 93 of Jason Butterfield. To the inside, the 21 of Blackjack John DeBias. Mr. Wednesday Night to the outside of row number 6 in the 055. To the inside, the 25 of Gary Sigelkow. Brandon Templeton lines up on the outside of row 5 in the 31. To the inside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Row 4 to the outside, Mason Hine in the 89. To the inside, the 143 is Scott Seneker. The Brewerton Beast to the outside of row 3. To the inside, Harold Klump. Row 2, the Young Gun and Greg Parmalee. Row number 1, Gavin Chatham and Kirk Schatzer. As we're going to get ready to go here, B main top 12, make it to the show. As the green flag's high, it's ready to fly. There's 10 to play in Mechanicsburg, PA. Top 12, punch your ticket. Oh, and right now it was Mr. Brian Moore Sr., but he gets bounced out a little bit, falls back to 14th. Putt-putt, oh, there's a big one, the 89. Mason Hine up into the wall, loses the right front. We lost a lot of drivers there. Blackjack going to be out of it. B-Temp going to be out of it. Now we've got 13 drivers pretty much rolling in a straight line. Make it 12. Brian Moore Sr. not healthy in that 055. Jake Henry up the road in the 171. He is in that 12th and final transfer spot. As long as everyone behaves, that should be your top 12. Barring a miracle run from the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Let's take a look here. Let's watch some of the battling throughout the racetrack. Let's see how spread out they are. As you see the driver of the 055 to the inside, he's going to have to come to a stop and get out of the way of the leaders. But right now, you know, I think they've gotten the message. Hey, there was the big... Nope, never mind. I lied. Clay Christopherson to the inside here, trying to look around the 4 of Greg Parmley. At the same time, Clay says, well, Shaggy, that means I can be a little more aggressive. I know it's going to be tough to pass in the feature tonight. So I'm going to go out here. I'm going to get as many as I can in the B main and start up that extra spot for every guy that I go out there and knock off in front of me. The Superman leading the way. Clay started this thing 15th, taking advantage of that big wreck there. Moving on up 10 spots here in the B main. Like I say, top 12 to the show, Jake Henry. This is the driver in 13th, the 31 of Brandon Templeton. He was just watching his hopes at a 3:58 feature this evening in Mechanicsburg fade away. Driving all the way from Iowa to Pennsylvania. Get knocked out of the B main and, you know, nothing of your doing. That's just a tough break. The driver of the 31, but we're coming to 3 to go this time as the drivers roll off of 4. Can Gavin Chatham make a move on Superman? Well, Clay here, he's reeling Jeff Barker in. Will he think about making a move on the Brewerton Beast? Plenty of time here. Still almost a minute of racing left. And when you're sitting in that race car, that really does feel like an absolute lifetime. 2 fingers in the air. 2 to go as Clay Christopherson still's coming on that 513. Takes a peek to the inside. Oh, a little contact. Not what Clay wanted to do there. And you can see he pulls in the reins. Going to probably let Jeff hold on to it. Yeah, that is not how Clay races. Definitely not intentional. But hey, accidents happen, especially close quarter racing here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Final time through 3 and 4. And Kurt Schatzer sees the checkered flag wave. Schatzer, Chatham, Young, Barker, Christopherson, Parmalee, Klump, DeGood, Dixon, Sigelkow, Zeneker, and Henry to the B main. As we take a quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, we will be right back with your Full Throttle Motorsports Venom Racing 358 Modifieds. Stick around. We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, as right now the quickest driver on the racetrack is Slide Job in the 5, Isaac Salas, Randy Shreves in the 56 P2, and Michael Vitale running out the top 3, but a very close lap there to Sammy Bachman. You see, a lot of drivers close. We'll have to see what it looks like come feature time. Only 18 of the 24 drivers went out and put a lap in. Have to see what our starting lineup looks like. Let's take a look here. Drop her down a little more. Row 12, rounding out the field, starting on the outside in the 171, Jake Henry to the inside, the 143 of Scott Seneker. Row 11 to the outside, the 25 of Gary Sigelkow to the inside, the 011 of Randall Dixon. Row number 10 on the outside, the 7 of Bob DeGood to the inside, the deuce of Harold Klump. Row number 9, starting on the outside, the 4 of Greg Parmalee, and to the inside, the 051 of Putt Putt Clay Christopherson. Row 8 to the outside, the Brewerton Beast, and the 513, Jeffrey Barker to the inside, in the 69, the young gun, Aiden Young. Row 7 to the outside, the Dark Knight in the 99, Gavin Chatham. To the inside in lucky number 13, driver of the 218, Superman Kurt Schatzer. Row 6 to the outside, driver of the 390, Mike Brewer. To the inside, Canadian in the 117, Shane Billings. Dean Reynolds takes that 79 and lines up to the outside of row number 5, to the inside, the 16 of Matt Barber. Row number 4 to the outside, the 213 of Michael Vitale, to the inside, the 76 of Ryland Banks. Row 3 to the outside, the Magic Ant-Man Anthony Morano, to the inside, Sammy Bachman in the 007. Row 2 to the outside, Slide Job, Isaac Salas, to the inside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. Row number 1 for your 358 modified feature at the Williams Grove Speedway, to the outside, the 444 of Scott Rayome. Starting on the pole, the Philly Flyer in the 075, Trevor Gearix, as the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. 30 laps to play in the clay of Williams Grove Speedway. We're underway. The 75, keeping it to the inside, not getting those elbows wide through 1 and 2. Doesn't need to. Big run off the basement downstairs as Randy Shreves in the middle, 3 wide. Sam Bachman's got to woe it down, able to hold it for now. But we're 4 wide at Mechanicsburg. Randy Shreves, he's got to crack the throttle. But Anthony Morano, what a move. Lap 1 here through 3 and 4. The Ant-Man's got himself up 2 spots on the outside of the podium. Looking in is Gearix running the high line through 3 and 4. Got the gears turning in that 75. His teammate looking to jump on, trying to hop into P2. That was your quick minute warm-ups. But the 444 is Scott Rayome. He goes low. He shuts the door. Oh, Isaac gets a good run, though, off the bottom in 2. Taking a peek. What can he do through 3? Thinks about a slide job. Can't finish it off. Scott gets in the outside wall, though. Kills his momentum. And Isaac Salas, welcome to P2. Battle on behind. Sam Bachman was on the bottom, 3 wide there once again as Barber into 16. We've seen him roll the bottom as, man, oh man, these guys racing tooth and nail. The silver bullet, he's trying to get into this thing. Look at the 79. Started 10th, currently running 10th. Wanted to let things settle down. That they haven't, but it's time to go, man. We're green flag racing here at Williams Grove. Dino to the inside. Brewer, his teammate, to the outside and a little up the road. Driver of the 76, Rylan Banks. He's trying to get that outside rolling in, and we saw Isaac. He was having success on the bottom early on. He moved up to the outside once he got around. Now Anthony, he takes a peek to the inside, and maybe Isaac took notice. Tries the bottom through 3 and 4, and right now, Garrix, man, he's got all the gear he needs in that 75. Out front, cruising here. It's like he's got that thing about a mile north, running on, going up 15 north on his way to Harrisburg. I mean, he is just pedal to the metal, driving this thing like he stole it here in Mechanicsburg. Let's go back. Let's take a look here. Our hard charger at the moment. 4 spots. Started 21st up to 17th. The 011 of Randall Dixon trying to find a way around the 99 of Gavin Chatham. Gavin started 14th, falling back to 16th here in the early stages. But Gavin, he's one of those guys who wants the track to age a little bit. He don't like this thing fresh. He likes it a little dirty. That's when the 99 really gets to turning on. As they drive under the bridge here, Isaac Salas taking a peek for the lead. Ken Garrix holding him off. The 75 with a big run into 1 and 2. Isaac, what can he do in the basement here through 1 and 2? He knows he's got to be polite. That's his teammate on the outside, but at the same time, that 32, he's been right on the tail tank since Isaac got around. And if Isaac slows down, makes a mistake, Anthony's going to be right there to pounce. And right now you're maybe seeing that. Anthony thought about going high into 1. Looks low, though. Gets a run center of the corner. He's got a fender to him. He's there. He's there, but he's not there. I mean, if Isaac comes down, you almost got to lift at that point. Not really to the rear tire, but Isaac gives him room. And for now, they race on. Anthony gets a run here. Middle of 1 and 2. What's it look like? He's even with the 5. Isaac fighting him off, but the battle's raging. Right now, we were almost 3 wide through 3 and 4 for the lead. As Trevor, the Philly Flyer, holding on. Anthony Morano, man. He's wondering, what do I gotta do? I am all over this thing. He takes a peek to the inside, but Isaac gonna force him down there, not give him a lot of room. See Anthony just trying to straighten that wheel. Not sure what happened to Isaac there if he got in the outside wall. But Anthony completes the pass, move on over, slide job. Now Anthony gonna look low, and Isaac gonna have to be aggressive here. He knows maybe he's got a quick race car, was a little too polite with his teammate in the 75. May have cost him one, we'll have to see, but as soon as I say that, I mean, Isaac, he's losing touch with the 32. Maybe overdriving this thing, maybe when he got in the outside wall, just lost the handling. Sorry if you heard the Facebook message there. I must have forgot to mute Facebook. That is on me. We are going to close that right now. My apologies. As the war rages on. Trevor out front. Randy Shreves. You see this 3 wide almost battle. Scott Rayome holding on to P4, but Sam Bachman on his way. And I got a message about the Garrix. Roger, that's a big, that's a joke that's probably going to stick around for a long time. You'll have to look at Trevor's, what he shared on Facebook today to understand that one. Yeah, definitely though, Giroux, but we're going with Garrix for the rest of the season. For the last 2 weeks as the yellow flag flies. Caution out, looks like for the 25. Not too sure what happened to Gary Siegelcow. Let's see if we can take a look. So right now, Jake Henry to the inside. This bounces up a little bit. And this is one where, let's see here. I mean, that initial glance, there's Gary, he's there the whole time. He's entitled to this spot. Just the 171 drifts up a little bit after the initial contact. You know, maybe tightens up a little bit, but I mean, he's still staying in the throttle, and just Gary's got nowhere to go and taps him 2 more times. That's tough there if you're the driver of the 25. Not much more you could do. And then Bob the Good gets hit there, and hopefully it doesn't affect the handling of the 7, but that's just it's a tough break there. You know, you're not racing up towards the front there. You're Gary, so it's not like, you know, you're missing out on a win, but still, you got a good run together. We've run this thing green flag. We're over halfway. And, I mean, that's just that's a tough break there, Gary. Definitely. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit it. Gary's gotten flack before, you know, maybe being a little too aggressive in certain situations. But that's, I mean, he's been cool, calm, and collected this whole race. And he's just holding his ground up there, doing nothing wrong, just trying to bring it home to the checkered flag. That's a tough break there for the driver of the 25. But like I say, that's the way it goes sometimes. It's just gonna happen. Oh, I just was able to pull up the Coast to Coast chat, so I see got Butch out there. We got Barry, Megan, Chris. Megan, the most special of all, you know, rooting on Dino here, and I'm sure Isaac's girlfriend Kelsey is rooting on Dino here as well. Let's see if we can't get that 79 up to the front. We got Kim out there. That's Isaac's mom, Justin. But we're getting ready to go play here. The 075 going to count this restart down for his teammate. And they'll have to take advantage of it. I'm just being honest with you. And Isaac maybe jumped it a little early, had to lift. And it's going to cost him a spot possibly if he can hold on and get in front of the 444. But battle on for the lead. The Ant-Man, he got a good jump. He looks to the basement here through 3 and 4. He slides up. He shuts the door. New leaders, one to go. Anthony Morano. Scott Rayome, did he save a little in the tank there? No, I thought he was coming back with a strong run. He's just up there a little too high. Loses that rear end. We've all been there, and sometimes you don't know what to do when you're up that high. And Scott, now he's got to leave a little room open for his teammate, the 007 Sam Bachman. He's going as high as any man's gone there through 1 and 2, ripping the outside. Really trying to build up that steam. What's Gierix doing now in P2? Ken Giroux work his way back on around the 32. There's Anthony Morano, man. Is he driving off into the sunset? Let's take a look here. Let's drive off the rear end of the 32. See the 75 coming with a big run down the corner. Or, I mean, down the straightaway, excuse me. Using up all that room on the outside. Trevor, he's reeling him in. Now, what does Anthony do? Does he stay down here on the bottom? Him woeing that thing down, really dogging it. He's fast through 1 and 2. Maybe not as quick as the 75 through 3 and 4. Do we run a combo line? Or, you know, Anthony, it seems like for now, the advantage in 1 and 2 on the bottom is that good for him that he's not willing to let the 75 even try to work to the bottom. Battle for third. Sam Bachman throws a slide job. Isaac Salas back to the inside. We still got 8 laps to go. Plenty of time here as the gloves are off. Isaac slide job back. Sam Bachman crossing back under, coming out on 4. Give it to the 007 at the line. Welcome to the podium. The Philly Flyer watching it slip away here as Anthony Morano, man, he is driving off into the night here at Mechanicsburg, waiting for that wonderful fireworks display off of 3 and 4, but he's going to have to wait 6 more laps. Plenty of things can happen. We could have a caution. Little monster could jump out of that wall and bite you there through going down the backstretch in 1 and 2, but I'll tell you, nobody's more experienced than this driver of the 32, and Anthony Morano. It's going to take a big hiccup to mess him up, man. This guy, he is cold as ice. And right now he is hitting his marks through 1 and 2. Trying to extend this lead. He's flirting with that second mark. at certain points on the racetrack as Scott Rayome is trying to find a way to join his teammate there in the 007 and getting around the 5 of Isaac Salas. Isaac's still looking in the bottom, trying to take peaks, but I think it's just hurting those runs overall. And Clay Christopherson, remember, he was working his way up through the B main, just no cautions, no help for him tonight in the feature. Only the 1, he's up 10 spots, up to 7. But with 3 laps to go, driver the 32, Anthony Morano, he just wants to see 2 more flags. The white one and the checkered one, as he is driven off. Trevor, he's going to have to do his best to hold on to P2 at this point, as he doesn't want to become snack food here to the driver of the 007. Let's jump off the rear end. We thought we were on Anthony there. As you see, Sam to the inside. Floats back up. What does he do through 3 and 4? Does he go back low? No, he follows right in the tire tracks here of the 075. All over that rear bumper as the white flag flies. 1 more lap to go. Sam to the inside. Trevor ripping the outside. They're even going through 3 and 4. But for down the backstretch, but for the final time through 3 and 4, your leader in the 32, Anthony Morano, brings home the checkered flag at Williams Grove Speedway. Sam Bachman second, and the Philly Flyer rounding out your podium. Had to take a quick drink of water there, as man, oh man, it got exciting. Isaac Salas 4th, Clay Christopherson rounding out the top 5. But the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, does it again. Driver of the Full Throttle Motorsports 32. Let's see if we can't get a driver of the 32. He stumps on him a little bit. Had a good run and able to work his way to the inside on a restart under the driver of the 075, who led so much of the way but lost P2 on the final lap through 3 and 4 to the 007 of Sam Bachman. We'll have to see what the Philly Flyer has to say as we'll pull him up here. Mr. Garrick's bringing home a podium, maybe not where you wanted to be, but at the end of the day, man, Williams Grove, it's a tough technical racetrack, and to finish on the podium, you got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, to come out here at a track that's probably my worst track. I don't hate the place, but it's just I just haven't figured it out yet. So to come out here and lead half the race and come home with a top 3, we'll definitely take it at this place. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised. He didn't really have much momentum, I didn't think, for that slider, but that pass for the lead, Anthony Morano, did it catch you by surprise? Because it sure as heck caught me by surprise. I didn't think he'd be able to throw that.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, he was making that bottom work, bottom middle. And then I was kind of committed to the top, and I definitely had a few mistakes in there too, but once you get Anthony Morano at Williams Grove on the bottom, good things are gonna happen. So I will say it kind of surprised me. At the same time, it kind of didn't. But yeah, I mean, props to him and Sam. 2 really good drivers, and like I said, you put Anthony here on the bottom at Williams Grove. It's he's kind of a cheat code.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are too. I'll just let everybody in on some information. Well, that's why I've been calling Giroux Garrix here. He shared a video, and, today Trevor and Anthony both said in the same post on my comment that they aren't any good at this place, blah, blah, blah. Well, you you take 2 spots on the podium. So I don't want to hear that crap anymore, man. You guys are quick no matter what you're in, no matter where you're at. It's really impressive the talent you guys have. But hell of a job, Trevor. And man, hopefully I'm talking to you after this big block race here. But you know the drill, man. Before you get out of here, you got some sponsors you want to thank.
Yeah, man. I I appreciate the kind words. It's nice to hear those things. Spent a lot of time on this sim, been at it for a while, so to see the hard work and all the practice paying off, it's nice. But
It's the truth, man. I
yeah,
get a front row seat. Really impressive. The FTM guys and you and Isaac for sure. I'm not to down any of your other teammates, but you guys, the show you guys put on all the time. It's a lot of fun to watch. That's why I do it.
I love it, man. Thank you. We really appreciate that stuff, and especially coming from you, man. We love you. But yeah, I just gotta thank all the guys at Venom here. I mean, I guess I could say wish he had a better run. Fourth is pretty poop for Isaac, like. But yeah, I think he had some damage there. So yeah, he was probably in contention for a win too if that wasn't gonna. If
I
that didn't
figured that
but,
happened, yeah, because he got in the outside wall. I didn't get the best view of it when Anthony got around, and man, the way that thing slowed down, I said he probably damaged that thing. That makes a lot of sense now. I'm glad you verified that for me, because yeah, it did not look the same after he got in the wall in 3 and 4.
Yeah, he said his wheel was at 2 o'clock down the straight, so he had himself a handful there. But either way, good run to him. Good run to Anthony and Sam. As everyone knows, two good friends there. All them guys at FTM, we all get along. So good runs to them guys. Shout out to Big Tim Race Wraps for the wrap here. Dean Reynolds with the Super Dirt Car Series. Lambton Diesel Specialist, RSM Trackside. You Shaggy for the broadcast. I love watching this stuff back, and you do a great job. So thanks to you, thanks everyone at C2C for putting this stuff on. It's glad to be back after that after Speed Weeks. I wish I could have been a part of that, but either way, glad to be back, and yeah, thanks for everyone who comes on board. Looking forward to the next one.
Well, hey, man, I even forgot to mention this. I mean, Full Throttle Motorsports and Venom, you guys take the podium in the series you sponsor, so hell of a job. Well earned, and like I say, man, hopefully I'm talking to you again here after the next one. Go get him.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
It's the driver of the 075, Trevor Giroux, and now we bring up the man who stole P2 at the line, cracking the whip. Sammy, boy, that thing was quick at the end. Maybe in a late race caution, you think you could have done anything with that 32? Because, man, oh man, he was in his own zone once he got the clean air.
I think maybe if there was probably like 10 more laps, I could have maybe figured out a little better line and maybe caught him. But other than that, I mean, he was hitting that bottom pretty good or whatever. And every time we're here, Anthony's pretty hard to beat especially on the fixed setup.
Yeah, man, and you were doing it the exact opposite way, and we're getting a good view of it here. You're half a lane higher up than Isaac through 1 and 2. How were you having so much success? I mean, dude, when I go here Friday nights and watch the shows, if you go that high, man, you're in trouble. But somehow, dude, you're finding grip up there, man. You're making it work. How do you do it?
I just noticed Williams Grove likes it a little harder sent in, so I just send it in pretty hard and burp the throttle a little bit until it just digs and go.
Now, when we unveil here the next series, you can run a big block. There's no chance anybody comes out at Williams Grove in a small block, is there?
No, I don't think anybody will. If they do, I don't know. You probably won't qualify.
Well, Sam, don't accidentally pick the small block then for your sake. I want to see you up here on the podium again, man. You're the point leader for a reason. Another podium. 1 more week to go, dude. Are you feeling pretty good? Thinking maybe a small block trophy sponsored by none other than Full Throttle Motorsports and Venom Racing, man. Maybe coming your way.
Oh yeah, it feels pretty good, but we'll have to see what next week brings. Anything can happen.
Well, that's the attitude, man. Stay on your toes and go bring home the checkered flag next week, man. Do it in style. But congratulations, and before you get out of here, brother, who you want to thank?
All the boys over at FTM, Gunnar at Swan Speed Shop, he's really been working hard on the dig. Dean over at Super Dirt Car Series, Expert Installation, Shaggy, obviously, you for doing the broadcasting, and Coast to Coast.
Well, hey, great run, man. Hopefully I'm talking to you again here in about an hour or so. Good luck, brother.
Thank you.
Sam Bachman bringing it home P2. And now the driver who apparently is no good at Williams Grove, according to the comments I was reading this afternoon, lied to all of us, brings home the checkered flag, man, in style. You only had 16 green flag laps there to close out, maybe if even, and you win by a second and a half, dude. How'd that thing feel tonight?
Man, I love Williams Grove. I was just screwing around with Trevor there. Scotty always says how he hates a place and he always runs good. And Williams Grove is one of my favorite tracks here. It's technical, it's long, and it's got tight corners. So it's it's kind of like a little bit different version of Oswego. So I like that track too, and usually do pretty good. So just get down on the bottom, let the car do what the car does, and just be patient and work your way forward.
Yeah, now, sitting here feeding me it's one thing, but when you're in the car and actually showing the patience, we know how hard it is to do, man. And when you're there in third place, I could see the pace of the car. I talked about it, but you just didn't really have a room, I mean, Isaac was running so close to Trevor there for so long that, you just had to bide your time. And when you're that much quicker, I mean, not that you were way leagues above them, but you clearly were quick. How hard is it to just rein it in and not try to go get them both in one corner? Because, man, you were really holding back.
I mean, I was more worried at that point, not making contact. Just, Isaac dropped down to run the bottom. The last thing I want to do is get in anybody. So just waiting and biding my time, saving the tire up, using the probably way more brake than I needed to be. So, just patience is a big thing, especially when you're running a track like Williams Grove or Oswego or something like that, where if you're running the bottom, you got to use a lot of brake because you're carrying so much speed down the straightaway. So, I was just, just pretty much just sitting there riding around waiting. And I know Isaac well enough where I know he'd much rather be up on the cushion than down by the wall. Me and him make jokes about it all the time. So I was just waiting. I knew eventually he would move up. So, I mean, that's all I had to do, really, was just wait.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I love coming here on Friday nights, dude. You talk about drivers using brakes. I mean, you just see those things glow here, and I can't
absolutely
wait. I hope iRacing someday gives that to us, so it'll rat you guys out a little bit and maybe help some of the other drivers who, Anthony, not throwing anybody under the bus here, but you've been back through the pack, maybe overdriving this thing a little too hard and just not really focused on the exit speed. I mean, because that's how you're bringing these things home, right?
Yeah, I mean, keeping the car straight and being able to get a good launch out of the corner. You can go into a corner as fast as you want. It's just going to kill you coming out. So I'd rather just try to go in slower and just extend the straightaway before I have to try to do something stupid. And you go into these corners too hard, you're going to kill yourself, if not everybody else around you. So, especially here, you go in too low or you get that inside wall, anyone around you is just dead in the water because it's just like watching bowling pins go flying.
Well, I'm trying to cheat here and look at these standings because I always forget that we do drop weeks.
Not me in the 358s.
Hey, no, because we do 2 drop weeks, right, this season, or are we only doing the 1? If we're doing 2, you're dropping a 25 and a 28, and you're almost now Sam. All right,
Sam's gonna have me covered no matter what I do.
Yeah, never mind. Sam wins. Okay, Sam's gonna win the points here because he's dropping a 51 and a 60s. Okay, so I'll drop that angle, but hey, at least you took the checkered flag from him tonight.
Yep,
made him finish behind you. So as we go in here, I'm gonna ask you the same question. There's no chance anybody comes out in a small block, right, Anthony?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Well, if
not here, not me.
Yeah, if none of the FTM guys are willing to do it.
Too long of a straightaway here.
I have to agree. But Anthony, congratulations, man. Coming into my hometown track, bringing home the checkers. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
I got to thank my wife, Sherry, the boys at FTM, Dean with Superhero Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, Expert Installation, Castaway Flagstone, MDI TV, griphack.com, Bowman's Designs or Vertex or whatever they are now. I know he just rebranded. Give a shout out to DJ. He's a bit under the weather there with the little one at home, and say hi to Megan just because I can. And thanks Venom and FTM for sponsoring the division. Shaggy, you for doing the broadcast, and I'm going to coast to coast.
Hell of a job, Anthony, man. Hopefully I'm talking to you again after this big block. And do me a favor, when you get into that next one, if they want to start it while I'm on commercial, Tell them to go ahead. I'll be there paying attention, and I'll cut the commercial. So I don't want them to wait too long tonight.
Alrighty, will do.
All right, good run, Anthony. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
The Ant-Man bringing home the checkered flag here in Mechanicsburg, PA. And with that, we're going to bring up those commercials real quick. I'm going to do my best to hop on over, change the room. We'll be right back here at the Williams Grove Speedway for a little Atlantic Management Resources Big Block Modified. Stick around.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus. So let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to helped push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as drivers set out on track for qualifying. Let's find the 31 of B-Temp, Brandon Templeton. Going to be the first driver out on the racetrack here. Let's see what the 31 does here. Gonna look low through 1 and 2. Lots of grip still down there. Brandon Templeton storms under the bridge. We're on the outside through 3 and 4. Maybe didn't like the way he drove 1 and 2. Wants to have all that speed for a good lap number 2. You see, you're going to re-hit it down low once again. Is he going to like it this time? Brandon Templeton. We'll go back to the inside here. Oh, man! He almost hits the wall there on corner entry. What does this look like now for the 31? He was purple sector 1. Still quicker through 2. Move Brandon Templeton up to P2 as let's hear it. The 390 comes across the checkered flag, finishes his qualifying effort. Mike Brewer, welcome to the pole for now. We have 25 drivers. Sorry, I was counting. We had 24 there for the longest time. Then we got one more. Now the driver, the 99, Gavin Chatham. He finishes up qualifying. He's going to be 21st. Not going to be happy with that qualifying effort. And Sam Bachman, he takes the pole as he crosses the line. Sam Bachman. Did he overdo it? And, you know, we invert the top 4. We'll have to see. Sometimes the pole's not where you want to be. As the white or the checkered flag waves on qualifying, we get ready to look or take a look, at our starting lineup for heat race number 1. Rounding out the field, the 171 of Jake Henry. Row 4 to the outside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. To the inside, the 117 of Shane Billings. Row 3 to the outside, the 011 of Randall Dixon. To the inside, the 17 of Mark Gilbert. Row 2 to the outside, the 007 Sam Bachman. To the inside, the 16 of Matt Barber. Row 1 to the outside, the 051 of Putt Clay Christopherson. And starting on the pole, the 213 of Michael Vitale. Michael Vitale set to lead the field off here, heat race number 1. I've said it so many times here tonight, track position now. Clay Christopherson was able to still somehow drive himself up into the top 5 in the small block modifieds after starting 15th, but it wasn't easy. I'm sure he much rather would have started in the top 5 and tried to work on the lead. So you definitely want to put yourself on the right foot here. You don't want to set yourself off on the right or on the wrong track as we roll out of 4. The green flag's high. It's ready to fly. 8 laps to play in your Atlantic Management Resources Big Block Modified race number 1. Winner will start on the pole for tonight's feature. Michael Vitale using up all that grip down low. Floats up, coming down the backstretch. And he's your leader in the 213, but Putt trying to do the exact opposite, bore that thing around the outside, hammered down. He's able to hold on to P2 as Barber. He tries to float up, shut the door on the 007, but Sammy hammered down. Bachman drives around, and James Bond gets into the wall opening. Around and around the 007. Welcome to the B main as he's going to round out your field of 13 drivers. Gonna have to pass one guy to get into that thing as Well, actually, no. Shane Billings and Sam Bachman actually had a hiccup. So Sam Bachman going to finish 7th. Still will be in that B main, but going to be in the show as Michael Vitale rolls by, looking for a half a second lead over this man in the 051. Putt-putt Clay Christopherson. He looks up in that mirror, and Barber looking to maybe trim it up a little bit, find a way to get to the inside. But the 16 just can't get back in the hammer like the 51 can, and at the halfway point, gonna have to try to figure out something if he wants to find a way around. As we right on right now with Randy Shreves here in the 56. This is his view off the front. As he's over a second back. He's not gonna have any luck, but he's finding himself in the show. Jake Henry running around in 5th, Mark Gilbert in 6th. Sam Bachman pulls back out on that racetrack to make sure nobody else pulls out and passes him, sets him many further back in the B main starting spot. With 2 fingers in the air, 2 more trips around here in heat race number 1. Michael Vitale seeing the lead dwindle a little bit, but not a lot. Still at that half-second mark, and just don't know if Putt-Putt's going to be able to find a way around. He's going to have to make a Herculean move here with the white flag in the air. We've got 1 more trip around. Michael Vitale to the inside through 1 and 2. Putt-Putt looking to get a run on the outside. Just can't get close enough. Final time through 3 and 4. Michael Vitale just needs to be smooth. Gets back on the gas, sees the checkered flag wave, and Michael Vitale's going to start on the pole for your Atlantic Management Resources Big Block Modified feature. Clay Christopherson, Matt Barber, and Randy Shreves to the A main. Let's take a look here at our starting grid. Heat race number 2. 8 drivers. Row number 4 to the outside, the 99 of Gavin Chatham to the inside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Row 3 to the outside, the 4 of Greg Parmalee to the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 2 to the outside in the 390, let us hear it, Brew Crew Mike Brewer. To the inside, in the 444, Scott Rayone. Row 1 for heat race number 2 here at Williams Grove. Starting on the outside in the 075, Trevor Gearix. And starting on the pole in the 79, Dino Dean Reynolds. We got a Gearix and Reynolds front row here. Who is it gonna be? Dino. Really looking to bring one home here. You know, not that he struggles at Williams Grove, but a lot of people, you know, this just isn't their favorite place. Not everybody can be the Ant-Man. I just absolutely adore running at this place. It's grown on me because, as you know, hometown track. So I do kind of like it. I've learned this place, and I felt like I had advantages on it when it had come out, and felt the same at Lincoln. Now, obviously, everyone's better than me again. Back to normal, but this is a place, like Anthony said, if you just slow that car down, find the inside, it'll treat you right. But heat race number 2 set to be underway. 8th to play in the clay at Williams Grove Speedway. Dino going to keep it downstairs. Doesn't want to slide up for now. What's the momentum look like for the Gearix on the outside? The Philly Flyer, he's able to suck up to the back of that 079, or that 79, But the Brew Crew, man, Mike Brewer, he's on the outside. He's able to get around Scott Rayone. Remember, Brewer qualified 2nd. That's why I had to start 4th with the invert. But now he's looking to the inside. He's able to get around the 075. Can't go up and shut the door. Trevor's still there. Dino, the meat and the sandwich. What happens coming off a 3? Give it to Brewer at the line. He's liking what he has downstairs through 1 and 2. Maybe overdrove it that time a little bit. Nope, I'm We're 3 wide for the lead. Holy crap at Williams Grove. Hold on, pull the belts tight. Dino, slide job. He goes upstairs. Garrix to the middle. He finds himself the meat in the sandwich. And Brewer, oh, he bounces around a little bit. He loses it. Garrix to the front. Brewer holds on to third, but Dino says, Shaggy, hold your horses. We're 3 wide. We still got 5 to play. Welcome Scott Rayome to the dance. You could put 4 under a blanket. If you don't like this, man, you just don't like racing. His teammates make contact. Brewer gets into the 444 of Scott Rayome, and that allows the front 2 to drive off. Scott Rayome broken right front. Good night. He's got to put it in the trailer. Gonna have to run this B main here as we're coming down. 3 laps to go as we're coming off of turn 4. 10 Dean Reynolds. Find a way to get that black 79 around the Philly Flyer. There's Garrix too quick right now. Garrix all the way upstairs through 3 and 4. Dino kind of running that diamond line. Dino just not having the luck that he'd hoped to. We're 2 to go as we go under the bridge. We're going to stay on board with Dino through 3 and 4. White flag flies this time. 1 more lap to go. Winner starts on the outside of the front row. Who's it going to be? The 79 or the 75? We've got 2 turns left to figure it out. Trevor, does he go down and shut the door? No, they both stay up high, and I think the 79 at Dino going to be happy with a P2 here as we roll to the line. Garrix wins heat race number 2. Reynolds, Brewer, and Shadow to the A main. I clicked the wrong button. My apologies there. There is our starting lineup for heat race number 3. Let's take a look at the starting order for the 3rd and final heat race. Row number 4 to the outside, slide job, Isaac Salas. To the inside, Blackjack and the 21, John DeBias. Row 3 to the top shelf, the deuce of Harold Klump. To the inside, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield. Row 2 to the outside, the 31 of B-Temp Brandon Templeton. To the inside, the 055 of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. Row number 1 to the outside, the 69 of the Young Gun, Aiden Young. To the inside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. No call for Isaac Salas. Probably not here, hence the no qualifying effort as well. Not too sure. We could cheat and look really quick. Yeah, Isaac Salas, grayed out there. Not here. Not going to be racing. Probably taking the rest of the night off. But that does mean we'll still have that B main. But it's just going to be for your starting feature spot. So no big deal there. Everybody in the show. So drivers can relax a little bit. As the Ant-Man sees the green flag, it drops. 8 to play at Williams Grove Speedway. We're underway. The Young Gun trying to get a run on the outside. My teammate there in the 69 drives up over the hill a little bit and allows the 32 to absolutely unleash as the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Man, oh man, he cannot buy a break here tonight in Mechanicsburg. We're going to have to go up on over to Baker's Diner, man. I'll buy you a coffee, or, you know, maybe we can head down to the bar, get a beer, whatever fits your style, because tonight that wall is just out to get the 31 of Brandon Templeton. As that 69 machine tries to reel back in. Anthony Morano, the Young Gun. It's been a while since he's been in one of these things. He's one of those drivers, you know, I would compare him pretty similar to the Isaac Salases, the Anthony Moranos. You put him in anything on dirt, he's going to be competitive. Maybe not the best driver in said race, but he's going to be up there competing, running around the top 3, and getting the perfect example of that right now. But Anthony Morano, what a driver's got to do to beat this guy here, you know? I mean, we're lucky that he's in heat race number 3, so he's going to have 2 guys that he's going to have to try to work himself around come feature time. So it's not going to be super easy, but we watched him do it the last time, and man, if you haven't put your bets in, go to the ticket window. Put that rent money on the 32 because it's looking like he's due once again here at the Williams Grove Speedway. 3 laps to go. He's got a second lead over Aiden Young in the 69. Harold Klump just riding around, trying to reel back in the 93, just getting some laps in. Like I say, everybody's going to make this show. Blackjack had a little trouble on lap 1. Along with Brandon Templeton and, well, Isaac Salas, who just isn't here. So only 5 drivers on the racetrack as we roll down the backstretch through 3 and 4. Anthony Morano is going to be set to see that white flag as he drives off the corner. It waves. One more trip around the Williams Grove Speedway. Anthony, smooth as butter, cutting it off a 2, and doesn't need to overdrive this thing, cut it in too close to the inside wall. He's just going to slow it down a little bit. Aiden Young really reels him in just with how easy he's taking it, but he takes the checkered flag, and he's going to start 3rd in tonight's feature. Aiden Young, Brian Moore Sr., and Jason Butterfield rounds out the field. As we should have a B main here. Yeah, like I said, this B main should be popping up. Now, take a look here, starting lineup. So we're not going to have slide job Isaac Salas, so let's just cut him off. Let's move Randall Dixon to the outside of row 6. To the inside, the 444 is Scott Rayone. Row 5 to the outside, the 117 is Shane Billings. To the inside, the 31 of B10, Brandon Templeton. Row 4 to the outside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. To the inside, the 007 of Sammy Bachman. Row 3 to the outside, Blackjack John DeBias. To the inside, the 4 of Greg Parmel. Row number 2 to the outside, the 17 of Mark Gilbert. To the inside, the deuce of Harold Klump. Row number 1 for your B main at Williams Grove. To the outside, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. On the pole, the 117 of Jake Henry. Remember, everybody making it here. 12 drivers on the racetrack, 12 to the show. So I hope everything's good with the 5 of Isaac Salas. And, well, at the same time, Isaac, man, you registered and made me go through a B main. So curse you. At the same time, as the green flag's high, it's ready to fly. 10 laps to set the grid for tonight's feature. These are spots 13th through 14th. So right now the 171, he wins this thing. He's starting on the inside of row number 7. You don't want to go out here. You don't want to make any enemies. That is for certain. You want to go out here and just try to learn the track a little bit. Maybe figure out a new line or two. And really, you know, not try to upset thy neighbor here is hop off the back of the 513, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. I'm going to on warm-ups. I'm going to drag my small block modified file over here to the big blocks because you'd think I would save those cameras. But I don't. I'm forgetful. I don't. I only have them saved on the small block, so I don't have that normal bumper camera that I like with this. But coming down the front stretch here, lap number 7 laps to go, excuse me. Mark Gilbert inching closer to your leader in the 171. Gilbert started 3rd, driven his way up to 2nd. Sam Bachman started 7th up to 4th, but the big mover Randall Dixon, he started 13th, well, technically 12th, so up 5 spots still up to P7, so still a pretty good run all in all there for the 011. And Scott Rayone, not too sure what happened to him and Greg Parmalee, but they are both off the racetrack as well. You know what? Let's figure it out. Got nothing but time. They're running a B main. Let's figure out what happened to these guys. B main where everyone's in it, so let's see. Looks like John got loose there. Comes down in front of the 4. Scott Rayone involved heavy contact. At this point, was it already damaged? Yeah, it was. Car wouldn't really turn. Louis went up the racetrack. He's just going to pull it off, get out of the way. And well, that brings us to 2 cars down. Is Mark Gilbert. If he wants to win, that front pack wants to stay that way, they better get going. Brandon Templeton just ran the fastest lap of the race here in that 31. He's doing it on the low side. He's inching his way closer lap after lap here at Williams Grove. I have to see, can he make a run here? He's on the bottom 3 wide. Sam Bachman. Oh, Nelly. He just gets enough to stay in it. He's going to have to get to the outside of Mark Gilbert. He knows that he's got to make it stick. If not, you're just messing around, and Brandon Templeton's going to find a way around. Not able to do it this time, and V-Temp to the inside, 2 to go. We're 3 wide once again through 1 and 2. Mark Gilbert gets a big run. He looks on the outside of Jake Henry. He gets in the outside wall. Henry compromises his exit. Gilbert gets a little sideways. V-Temp, 4th to 2nd, white flag in the air. He had to go up, shut the door after the contact. Sam Bachman does a little bit of a wheelie after getting into the back of the 31, but final time down the backstretch. Your leader in the 171, Jake Henry, set to see the checkered flag. Going to start tonight's feature. P13 is it waves. Henry, Templeton, Bachman, Barton, Gilbert, Plump, Dixon, Tobias, DeGood, Billings, Rayome, Parmalee, and Salas. Well, that no-shower, he doesn't get the race with us in the A main. We're going to take a short break here, and we'll be right back with your AMR Big Block Modified feature. Stick around. We're back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as the boys have 30 seconds left to play here in warm-ups, and I try to drag around some files. So listen to the motors here at Williams Grove. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm afraid to click the replace file button, so muting myself there was kind of a waste. I'm afraid to do that and, well, mess up my cameras here for the race. So we'll live. It's not going to be the end of the world, but let's take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's AMR Big Block Modified feature at the Williams Grove Speedway. Row 12 to the outside, Greg Parmalee to the inside, Scott Rayo. Row 11 on the outside, Shane Billings to the inside, Bob DeGood. Row 10 to the outside, Blackjack John Tobias to the inside, Randall Dixon. Row number 9 on the outside, the Deuce of Harold Klump to the inside, the 17 of Mark Gilbert. Jumped way too many there, my apologies. Row number 8 to the outside, Jeff Barker to the inside, Sam Bachman. Row number 7 on the outside, B-Temp to the inside, Jake Henry. Row 6, starting on the outside, Butters, Jason Butterfield to the inside, the Dark Knight, Gavin Chatham. Row 5 to the outside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. To the inside, the 055 of Brian Moore Sr. Row number 4 to the outside, Mike Brewer. To the inside, the Barber, Matt Barber. Row 3 to the outside, the young gun, Aiden Young. To the inside, Dean Reynolds. Row 2 to the outside, Putt Clay Christopherson. To the inside, the Magic Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Row number 1 for your Atlantic Management Resources Big Block Modified feature at the Williams Grove Speedway. Starting on the outside, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Garrix. And starting on the pole, Michael Vitale. 30 laps to get it done here at Williams Grove. That's a lifetime. You saw only 2 cautions in that last race. You're still racing. You know, you're going to be out here 15 minutes. This ain't your normal dirt race where you can get done 5 or so minutes if you stick it green. You're going to be rolling. You're going to be tired. You've already run 30 laps here once this evening in a couple heat races, so it's starting to wear on you. But you got 30 laps to play in the clay in Mechanicsburg, PA. Your AMR Big Block Modified feature is underway. Trevor Giroux trying to look on the outside, trying to mount up a big run, but the 32 got the horses going on the bottom. Never mind. Welcome to the party, the Philly Flyer. Look at the 75 taking advantage of that speed on the outside. Oh, but we got a big one through 3 and 4. Jeff Barker around. Let's see what happened to the Brewerton Beast. As I believe it may have started in front of him. This is the worst camera possible. We're going to change that. And we're going to try to go over top here. So we'll see. See the 055, or Randy drives in a little deep, gets it into Brewer. Butters with nowhere to go, gets into the 56. Barker with absolutely nowhere to go, piles in. And, well, this 117 of Billings, nowhere to go. The 4 of Greg Parmalee, nowhere to go. And that's just going to come back. So let's see what happened here. Let's ride on board with the 56 of Randy Shreves. He just drives it in a little too deep, goes around hard into that outside wall. So I imagine going to need to use a quick repair. Randy Shreves is, yeah, he does pull off a pit road. Drivers get that one quick repair, able to fix their race cars. Get back out there. Lucky enough for the 56 of Randy Shreves. Else, you know, it would have been an early night here in Mechanicsburg as we roll down the front stretch. Let's see those lights click off on the pace car this time. Get the 1 to green. 213 of Michael Vitale. Liking the inside. Going to choose the inside for the restart. Going to plug Garrix on the outside. We'll have to see if the Philly Flyer will fly his way around or if Michael Vitale Going to prove to be too tough on this restart here as we go up on the bridge. Get a good view. Wish they let you stand here under green flag laps, but obviously I understand why they don't. They'll let a cameraman up there, you know, a photographer. Possibly, you know, during pace laps or something like that, or when the World Outlaw boys come to town and they're doing the 4-wide salute. That's always a beautiful picture. But the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. We're back underway. Good restart for the 213 of Michael Vitale. And he ran right up and shut the door there going down the front stretch. So now the Philly Flyer, he's got to see what kind of charge he can run up here on the outside. Is the 32 right side by side on entry. What's it going to look like coming out of 4? The Ant-Man with the advantage. Welcome to the middle step of the podium. I told you, you better have got to that ticket window because the odds just went down. And I'd have to say, you know, you're going to have to bet $400 right now to even win 100 back. Come out with 500, you know, bet on the Ant-Man. He's already in the lead. But the caution flag flies, so you're going to have to go do it one more time. Is Brandon Templeton involved in this one? And I think the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, man, he can't buy one either. He gets involved again. So let's see. I want to pause this here, and I want to go to the Chapman Racing drone camera. Now, obviously, Brian, you know, he slips up in the middle of the corner, and he does want to come down. But at this point, I mean, Brandon, he's right there. But, Brian, he's got the wheel turned to the right. You can see he's not trying to run him down anymore. But I think after the contact, just wasn't allowed enough room. And see Templeton hard into that outside wall, then right front tire goes flying. Jeff Parker, man, he was involved. This was in front of the whole field. Actually, this may be the perfect time for this camera. You see everybody just... That was a sea of cars behind, and they really had to blow up to make it through safe. But Anthony Morano, ready to see those lights go off on the pace car, man. He's ready to go get it. He had just made a pass for the lead, but couldn't hold it coming to the line because the caution flag flew. I have no idea. That's... Sorry, I got speechless. I just happened to glance over at the TV. I could have swore I turned that thing off and somehow Titanic's on, and, you know... Maybe a big guy, but Celine Dion song. You know, I love me some Celine Dion. That's one thing. Not one thing, you know, there are a bunch of things we appreciate you for, but Canada, thank you for Celine Dion. As we roll through 3 and 4, Michael Vitale set to drop the hammer. We're back underway. Lap 4. We've already had 2 quick ones. The green flag run's coming here at Williams Grove. Almost 3 wide. The Philly Flyer, he gets into the 051. Dino, he gets run down the track. Nowhere to go. He's going to lose 3-4 spots. Mike Brewer, one of the ones able to take advantage of 390. Up to P6, Anthony Morano. Welcome back to the lead at Williams Grove. The 32, man, just no stranger to the basement here. Finds the grip where others don't, and absolutely roaring his way here to the front. Take a look, Aiden Young started 6th, running 4th. Can the young gun find a way to get on up to the podium? There's putt. Michael Vitale just going to prove to be a little bit too much as the 051 looking to the inside here, coming off at 2. Is he going to find a way to get it to work? Give the run to the 213 right now up top where you want to be, but are you possibly burning up that rubber a little too much? We're seeing the 69 yaw that thing out there, especially coming off a 4 at the top of our screen. And I just don't know if you want to beat the tires up that much this early. I like what Brewer's doing. Really like what Anthony Morano's doing all by himself out front. But here comes Dean Reynolds trying to recover some of those spots he lost as the caution flag waves one more time. Mark Gilbert involved in the accident, I believe. Let's see. Well, there's already something going on there. So Bob DeGood gets into... I cannot tell who that is, to be honest. The 30... Or no, 93, excuse me. So that's Butters, Jason Butterfield. Now Bob DeGood, he's just sideways. He's trying not to, but oh, Gilbert didn't lift out like you saw the 513 and the 055 do, and we're going to pay the ultimate price there. Loses that right front tire. He's going to drive up into the cushion. We watched that tire go, and luckily it stayed on the track because I've been to races here where you go over there in 1 and 2, man. If somebody's down there, better watch out. There is no extra fence. They're talking about, possibly doing that, but back there, man, there's nothing up over that. You go up over that, you're gone. So down there's a big hill and some parked machinery and then trees. So you don't want to go too far down the hill. 3 cautions already here, beating the record for the small blocks. We went 16 laps and then 14 laps. We only had 1 caution in that small block race. Take another drink of water here, man. I've had this sore throat for, man, probably a week. It's not even really a sore throat. It's just, I guess I get too excited and yell too much and do this too much. The voice kind of starts to fade on me. But, hey, man, until you guys start complaining about it, we're all good as we roll through 3 and 4. I see Anthony Morano set to drop the hammer. We're back underway. 23 laps to go at Williams Grove Speedway. Clay Christopherson taking a peek on that 213, and Mike Brewer trying to race his way into the top 4. He's under the young gun in the 69. Mike Brewer, he's had a quick race car. Had a little scuffle there in the heat race. Couldn't, finishes up high up as he would have liked, and really started himself on, didn't hinder himself too bad, but starting 8th at Williams Grove. Not going to be the easiest journey to win the feature. But if anybody can do it, the driver of this 39, Mike Brewer, is going to be the one to try to do that. Is the 051 a putt-putt, Clay Christopherson, trying to reel in his teammate there in the 32, Anthony Morano. But Anthony, at the place he knows oh so well, is just dominating here in Mechanicsburg. Anthony Morano got it up to over a second now, coming to the line. Boy, Aiden Young not going away. I kind of thought he'd relinquish that spot to the 39 of Brewer, but Brewer not able to get on by. Aiden Young doing his damnedest to try to park that 69 on the podium here this evening. As we're 10 laps in the books, lap 19 is underway. Ooh, couldn't tell what happened there. It looked like somebody's car was smoking. There was some type of smoke going into the corner. I'm not sure if maybe drivers made some contact. As Aiden Young gets a good run, he's got to lift out of the throttle. He was going to run over the back of the 213. Maybe Clay gets down into the inside wall. I couldn't really tell what happened there. No, okay, that's just smoke. Never mind, that's just dirt. Looking like the color of smoke as the drivers are driving off in there. I thought maybe there was some contact, maybe getting a little rubbing somewhere. But Dino, welcome to the top 5. He tries to race his way back around his teammate. He says, Mike, I know we're teammates, brother, but you got around me when I got bounced out down into the middle. I was trying to race smart early. I didn't want to wreck this 79. And now that I'm here, It's time to play. We still not halfway as we're coming to lap 16. Anthony Morano, 2.5 lead over Putt Putt. He's got about a half a second, almost second gap over the 2:13 of Michael Vitale. When he looks down to the inside coming down the backstretch, he's going to get away from the young gun in the 69, Aiden Young. What's he going to do here? He looks on the bottom through 3 and 4. Got to try to woe it down, find the grip. What's he going to do? Not going to be there at the line. And Michael Vitale, does he go down and shut the door? No, he's going to leave him room. Anthony, Clay, Michael, there's your top 3. As the battle rages on, Dean to the outside looking to take over P4 from the young gun. Can Aiden Young find a way to muster up strength on the bottom? We see Anthony and Putt Putt do it oh so well down there, but it is tricky. Aiden just overdriving entry a little bit. You got to keep that left rear on the tack. You got to keep it out of the shine. And right now, the front 2, they're absolutely shining and doing just that. But Michael Vitale, man, he takes a look behind, and Dean Reynolds up to 4th. Can he make it a full throttle motorsports top 3 here in your AMR Big Block Modified feature? Vitale to the outside, holding strong. That's where Dino's had his success. So Dino's going to have to figure something out here. Going to have to maybe big send into 3 possibly. It won't be this time. It's not close enough. I just don't know if a slide job through 1 and 2 is where you want to do it. I think you're going to have a little bit more luck in 3. You can see drivers, that wall on the entry to 3, it sketches you out a little bit more. When you're on the outside, normally not as aggressive. Here, you see, you got all that room. It flattens out a little bit up at the top even, so you got a little bit of a runoff. You don't want to be up there, but if you need to be up there, you can. And I think that's why Dino, maybe we see that slider in 3 and 4. When maybe Michael backs it down a little bit. But we're 2/3 of the way in, 10 to go. Here comes Anthony Morano, 2.5 seconds back the road, Putt Putt, and then the rest of the field here. Is that Barber looking to the inside? It is. Trying to cut the grass there on the entrance to 3, almost gets into that fence. He is searching, trying to find a way around that 75. Trevor Giroux started second, has fallen back to 7, down 5 spots. Not the run the driver of the 075 was looking for. Anthony Morano coming 8 to go as Michael Vitale trying to hold off Dean Reynolds. This is where the action is, and well, right behind him. As you see Trevor Barber to the inside, still trying to make his move on the 075. But now we got Gavin Chatham here taking a peek on the outside, trying to get around the Barber. Mike Brewer taking that 39 to the bottom. You got to go where they ain't. And he's got to make it work. But Aiden Young now, that maybe breathes some life into that 69. He's able to reel in Mike at the end of these straightaways, and caution flag flying one more time at the Williams Grove Speedway. Scott Rayo and John Tobias. This is going to be the 2 drivers under screen there. The 3 and the 444. Let's see what happens. So John blinks out a little bit here, and that may have, thrown Scott off. You see Johnny disappears. Scott's thinking maybe he can send it in a little bit, but then there he goes. He's back. He'd clipped that inside wall. He tries to get it around, but makes a little contact there with the 21. Caution flag flies at the Williams Grove Speedway, and he gets that thing around. Phew, just before the leaders came. Close call there for the 32. Now, we had 3 quick cautions, long green flag run. What do we get now? So we're getting ready to come back to the green flag. Lights are still on the pace car, so should do 1 more parade lap here, and then we'll get going. But there'll be 6 laps to go Dean Reynolds hoping maybe get a friendly countdown from the driver of the 32. He can jump on this hammer, maybe take a peek to the inside of Michael Vitale coming to the start finish. He's going to need some help to join his buddies there on the podium and make it a Full Throttle Motorsports 1, 2, 3. Anthony Morano, that 32 machine. Clay Christopherson in the 51, and Michael Vitale. Remember, Michael won heat race number 1. Started on the pole. But Anthony Morano took that over in a matter of laps. He was not messing around here tonight in Mechanicsburg. As the green flag's high, it's ready to fly. 6 laps to play at Williams Grove Speedway. We're back underway. Dean Reynolds immediately up in those tire tracks behind the 213. Brewer downstairs where he was comfortable. Can Brewer find a way around the 79 and the 213? Or can Michael Vitale, maybe he can find some speed here, get that thing going, but Mike Brewer gets himself around his teammate in the 79 at the line. Brewer to the top 4 for the moment. Going down the backstretch, Dino going to fight it back strong. Not going to go away that easy as we're 5 to go here at Williams Grove. 4 to go this time by, coming off of 4. Dino's got it back at the line. Meanwhile, these guys are racing so hard, they're going to miss out on that 3rd and final podium spot. So you almost gotta execute some team orders here if I'm on the radio. Boys, let's try to work on him together. Let's bring home 3rd and 4th. Not 4th and 5th, but right now, man, we're dirt track racing. You can't turn that off. Mike Brewer back to P4, excuse me. Dino on the outside, but caution flag flies one more time. And I believe Butter's involved, Jason Butterfield. Let's see if we can see what happened here to the 93. Gets into the wall in 3 and 4, goes for a ride. Brings it to a stop, caution flag flies for the 5th time. Anthony Morano, man, he's probably just ready to get this thing over with. Get up there and talk to me. It's coming up on 10 to 9 here, so I know their late model session will start before too long. So we're going to have to make these interviews really, really quick here. So no offense to, your favorite drivers or anything like that. I won't be cutting them off short on purpose. But we're just going to have to really speed up the flow here, I've got the feeling. Lights are still on the Steve King Foundation pace car. When we come back to green, we'll have a green-white checkered. Natural one, so it shouldn't waste an attempt at it, I don't believe. Come by this time, should see those lights click off on the pace car. They do, and we're going to go back racing here at Williams Grove. Ant-Man Anthony Morano has a little over a mile here till he can bring home his 2nd checkered flag of the evening, going for the Williams Grove sweep. We'll have one more race after this. The Pro Late Models, Travis Piercefield, will be bringing you that broadcast here this evening. We roll through 3 and 4. The green flag's high. It's ready to fly. We're back underway. Green white checkered at the Williams Grove Speedway. Anthony with a good jump, battling for third. Mike Brewer to the inside, trying to get under that 213. He's able to pull even going into 3 and 4. And now you got to think battle on. Brewer's been doing it well on the bottom. He hooks it up, moved the 39 on the podium. I can hear the Brew crew all the way up here as FTM holding down 1, 2, 3, white flag in the air. Brewer trying to find a way around that 051, but we've got our eyes on the 32. Final time through 3 and 4. Anthony Morano, welcome back to victory lane here in Mechanicsburg, PA. Clay Christopherson, Mike Brewer round out the podium. Dino gets an FTM top 4, and Michael Vitale holds on for the top 5. As boy, oh boy, good race here. Anthony Morano brings home another one. Surprise, surprise for the Ant-Man. And Mike Brewer, starting 8 up 5 spots, parks that on the podium. Good run for Mike Brewer. I think Dino came up there and piped the microphone. I was looking, I got to look at another screen, so I'm not necessarily looking what you're looking at. I'm trying to bring it back to the replay, but I did hear somebody come up and pipe, and I would imagine it was Dino. I saw a black car out of the corner of my eye. It's pretty funny. Love Dino for that. But let's see here if we can find our top 3 drivers. They're all going to be in their FTM Discord. I should hop over to their Discord now that I'm in it and interview them all at once here to try to get this late model thing underway, but I'll let them work their way on over. No super rush. As we'll pull up the driver here, finished third. Driver of the 390, Mike Brewer, man. I'll tell you what, dude, you had to work for that one. It was sketchy. You had to take your time getting away around Dean. And then it seemed like the caution flag fell at a good time. And boy, you had a great restart. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, I was just committed to the bottom, and it was so tough to. I had nothing on the top. I only ran up there a couple times, but if I could just not overdrive the corners and just let it roll and stay down there, I could get crazy drive off the corner. But it's so hard to get these cars slowed down and not get run over from behind, you know what I mean, to hold that bottom. So
I know exactly what you mean. We saw it happen a bunch tonight.
Yeah, so on top of like being worried about getting run over and stuff by doing that, you know, just trying to get the car slowed down enough and not over rotate and be able to catch that moisture off exit. It was hard. It was doable, but it was tough.
Now, obviously, Mike, you know, this isn't a slight at you by any means, so please don't take it that way. But with the way we've seen Anthony just master the bottom here, you know, being his teammate, do you ask him for any advice? Because, dude, I mean, there are a few tracks where certain guys dominate. And, dude, this is one where Anthony, man, he's just got the cheat code for this place.
Not really, you know, just other than watching guys run the bottom, and I've always been called a catfisher for a long time, you know. If there's something on the bottom, I'm gonna try my best to hit it. So, but I have watched him. He's really good on the bottom. Him and Bachman, those guys are great on the bottom. Sometimes I sit back, I'm like, how the heck do they keep the car so straight and smooth? But yeah.
Well, hey man, you know, I hate to cut these short, but I know they got that late model race going going here soon. So, Mike, congratulations on the third place, man. Who you want to thank? FTM top 4, really, with Dino bringing home 4th. So, awesome showing for the team.
Yeah, shout out to those guys for bringing me on. So it's a blast being on Discord and chit-chatting with those guys coast to coast. They're Shaggy TV for you guys putting this on. Everybody out there watching, the guys in the crew and family. Expert installation and Dino there's Super Dirt Car and Swan Speed Shop. My wife for letting me do it.
That's right, man. The most important one saved for last. Congratulations, Mike. Hopefully I talk to you again soon, brother.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Mike Brewer bringing it home in P3. Now we're going to bring up Putt Clay Christopherson. Clay, man,
yes, sir.
You were quick tonight, but boy, oh boy, What could you have done other than to wreck him on the restart to run him down?
Oh, I needed a tighter car. That thing was way too loose for me. And the gearing, that's not my driving style, so I was trying to learn as we go, and man, did she spin on the straightaways.
Now, using brake here to run the inside, are we hooking up the right front, or are we using that to rotate? Okay, so we're using that to rotate the car a little? Tighten it up? Okay.
Yeah, it was a sparkler. Coming into 1. 3 and 4 wasn't too bad, but coming into 1, it was a sparkler down there.
Dude, I told Anthony that after his interview. That's the one thing, man, if you ever come up here, I go to races here on Friday night pretty often. But, dude, you see the brakes glow here. I absolutely love it. They're hard on the brakes, and when iRacing adds that, dude, it's going to be so cool. I hope it comes soon. But, Clay, we got the late model race coming up, so I don't mean to cut these short. Hell of a job, man. Good P2. Top 4 for the team. That's a hell of a showing, man. Who you want to thank?
You guys for putting this on, all the boys at FTM and Swan Speed Shop for 358 and big block sets.
Hey, good run, Clay. Hopefully I'm talking to you Sunday, man. Good luck.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Clay Christopherson bringing it home P2. And now we bring up the winner, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Anthony, you could have waited a little bit. You go up there and you take it over that quick. I mean, you tried to get it the lap before, but a caution flag stole it from you coming to the line. But, man, quick work. You were up there like nothing, dude. You talked to us about you love this place, but, man, that much domination twice in one night, how do you do it?
Slow roll at the bottom. That's pretty much all I do here. I don't know why. Like, I've talked to Dean about it a million times about trying to figure out how I can run the top good, and for some reason I just can't figure it out. So just slow roll the bottom, and it's like it got real slick there coming out of 2, and it was just half throttle all the way down the backstretch until the little opening there, and then gas it up a little bit to enter turn 3, and yeah, it's like that. I got around Mike and Trevor both coming out of I think 4 there on their very first lap, and the caution came out. I'm like, oh man, but yeah, it happens. It's a good race. Didn't want to see that one caution there. I think I had like a 3-second lead. The caution came out, and I saw Clay was in second. I was like, that's not who I want to see behind me. Of all people that can run the bottom, it's Clay.
Yeah, and that's what I was actually going to ask you. Clay complained a little bit about the race car being loose on the bottom tonight. Obviously fixed setup. How are you manipulating that car around?
She was definitely loose, much looser than I remember in recent history for a fixed setup here. I was just trying to actually let the car drift up a little bit more in the middle than I usually do, and try to cut back down and get as much grip as I could to avoid it, but it's definitely a little tail happy there for some reason.
Now, I kind of understand what you're saying there, but just let everybody else know. So you mean on entry, you're just going to float it up, not steer it in as much, right? And let it drive up to the center of the corner. That way you're not whipping the tail end out and, hurting yourself even more.
Let the car roll, just keep it straight, keep the right rear in line with the right front, so you're not scrubbing the tire and heating it up and hurting it any, then steering back down the track to get down near the fences on the exits.
Yeah, that damn Cars movie, man, threw everybody off thinking, sideways is fast. But the smart guys know, man, you back that thing down, you keep it as straight as you can, and that's where the speed's at. And Anthony, dude, you've absolutely mastered it, man. You've taught me a lot just sitting up here in the booth watching. So I know the other guys around you are definitely picking up a lot more than you realize. And well, hopefully they're getting in that 32s league, because at Williams Grove, man, you dominate this place. Hell of a run tonight. Who you want to thank?
I think my wife Sherry, the boys over here at FTM, Super Dirt Car, High Mob Lens, Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, Expert Installation, Castleberry Flagstone, MDI TV, GripPack.com, AMR for sponsoring the league, Shaggy for doing the broadcast here, and everyone at Coast to Coast.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Anthony. I'm going to try to register for this late model thing, so I'm going to bring Travis up here, but good run, man.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
And that's going to do it here for the Atlantic Management Resources Big Block Modifieds. And, well, I'm going to bring up the man who's going to give you the rest of the show, Travis Piercefield. Travis, you excited for these late models?
Of course, late models at Williams Grove to end another Thursday night that that you and Anthony Morano have been winning so far. So it should be another fun finish to our Thursday here.
Yeah, man, Anthony, dude, he's dominated this place. But we're going to take a quick break here. I'm going to throw up the video, mute our sounds. Travis and I are going to do the switch. Stick around for your pro late models. Don't go anywhere.